Hi everyone, I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of August 10th. So let's go back to yesterday, August 9th. We had the Aquarius full moon. This full moon is a very powerful full moon in that it's the last full moon before eclipse season begins. Full moons tend to bring things up and out. So as we start this week, we may be feeling the rumblings of emotions that have needed to come up and out, information that's needed to come up and out. We might have found ourselves reaching the end of a chapter or a peak point. Remember, full moons are also the peak point of a lunar month. So all of this might be bubbling and coming up for us, this sense of things rising up to the surface, coming into the light. If we think of the full moon, it lights up that dark night sky. What was once hidden is now illuminated. So how does that sit with you as we start this week? What needs to be brought up to the surface? Where do we need to shine a light on some shadows? That's the energy that we're moving into the first part of this week with. We also have a lot of strong air energy this week. Air energy rules over our mind, our thought processes. So we may be feeling a little confused, a little scattered, a little mentally all over the place. We're really being called to bring energy, concentrated energy from up here down into our heart space or down into our lower chakras. But I like heart space. So down into our heart space, really trying to bring balance to mind, body, and soul. Don't let the monkey mind race this week because there is a lot of energy supporting monkey mind. We're really moving into this place of we're really bringing the energy down to move into this place of stillness, patience, and divine timing. If something feels confusing, give yourself space. If your thoughts are all over the place, bring yourself back to stillness. Focus on what you do know rather than what you don't know. Give yourself time. Don't force yourself to rush into something and try and figure it all out. With Mercury emerging from the underworld, we have to think of Mercury as the messenger of the gods. On the 11th, it ends its retrograde. When Mercury's in retrograde, it descends into the underworld, uncovering lost and hidden messages. So, hey, remember that thing you did back in January? Well, actually, you filled out the paperwork wrong. Hey, remember that little intuitive inkling you had back in June? Well, turns out you were right. These are the kind of messages that Mercury is bringing back up from the underworld for us. So while that can bring some chaos to move through, it brings illumination, it brings answers. So wait for those answers to come. Wait for Mercury to return and start delivering these messages. Stay open to it. And trust in yourself. If you do have to make some decisions, because we do live in a 3D world where we have timelines and we can't just leave everything to divine timing. Or, hey, actually, I take that back. Maybe that is the divine timing. Maybe you are being called to make a decision because the divine timing has arrived. It has come. How can you trust yourself? So I guess what I'm trying to say, and maybe I'm being affected by all this air energy and how I'm communicating, is that there's just some confusing back and forth, airy, spacey energy this week. How can you mitigate it? How can you get it to work for you? Well, I say bring it down into the heart, bring it down into stillness. Do what you can, work with what you've got. All right, I'm going to pull a card. I'm going to shuffle them and pull a card from my deck, the Cosmic Astrology Oracle, which you can get on Etsy if you would like to have this deck at home. Let's see what card we're being guided to work with. Ooh, Galactic Center, supercharged. Okay, so this is card number 50, the last card in the deck if you want to play along at home. So the center of our Milky Way galaxy is believed to sit at 27 degrees of Sagittarius. This highly charged point in our cosmic sky is also home to a supermassive black hole that contains the mass of about 4 million of our suns. Because of its power, this black hole is believed to radiate at many frequency levels, some that are familiar to us and some that are out of this world. Drawing this card indicates your energy needs some supercharging. Perhaps you have been feeling lethargic, overwhelmed, or anxious. Perhaps recent events are making you feel like you've fallen down a black hole. This card is your sign to regain your power. Sometimes, just like a black hole, life is a mystery and we don't have all the answers. We were just talking about that. But we can bring ourselves back to the present and work with what is in front of us. Ask yourself, how can you make the most of where you currently stand right now? What is in your power right now? Sometimes solutions are born when we recognize that we are most powerful right where we have landed. This card asks you to honor the dark and the light that comes from the human experience and to use your powers to supercharge where you need to stand. This card, in essence, is you are right where you need to be. And supercharge your energy centers. So I come back because we were just talking about it. We don't have all the answers, but we can bring ourselves back to the present and work with what's in front of us. That we were just kind of talking about that. This air energy creating a sense of confusion, moving energy down so we're aligned, mind, body, and soul, kind of supercharging our other energy centers and understanding that we don't need to have all the answers, but we can work with what we have right now. We can just sit and be present with what's going on for us and work with what we know. And I think that's what this card is pointing to. I also feel like this card might be signaling to us that full moons can be very zapping. We have a eclipse season on the way. We're already in the realm of feeling the eclipse energy, even though it's on the early side. So we can be feeling the rumbling of change and things needing to be released from our lives. And so maybe this is a good point in our month to start thinking about our energy and recharging, doing all the things we need to do to recharge and to bring ourselves back into a state of power where we feel in our power, in alignment with our soul. Okay, I hope that gave you something to work with as we move through the week. We've got this lots of strong air energy coming in, still working with that full moon, which was also in Aquarius, an air sign. And then we have Mercury emerging from the underworld this week, stationing direct. So, few energy shifts as we move into the last few week and a bit of Leo season. I hope you found that helpful. You can find more at foreverconscious.com. Plus, if you'd like to get your hands on the deck of cards, they're holographic, they're a great tool. If you're interested in astrology or if you want to do readings and divination, I've designed them to be both a learning tool and a divination tool. They're available on Etsy. I really appreciate the support. I have self-published these, made everything from scratch. It's all there, and these beautiful, I don't know if you can see that in the video, in the camera, but holographic cards. They have beautiful gold edges. They're really designed to look pretty sitting on your altar or your space. There's 50 of them. If you'd like to get your hands on those, you can find them on Etsy. All right, see you next week.